Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Perkins. I'm trying to help you understand the use of pi in your equations to figure your diameter and your circumference of rolls. Or they got a tool known as a pi tape, which you can use that to measure around, wrap it around. This will give you the diameter of your roll. All right, and you pull it around till you got two numbers on the beginning of the scale. And throughout the scale, you use one at the beginning and the other one is throughout the scale. Put it around here where your little scale is and line it up, and whatever two lines match up is the diameter of your roll. This one has to be at 6 inches, 225 thousandths. All right, now we know the diameter of the roll now. In order to get the circumference around this roll, we'll take that and multiply it times pi, which is 3.144. Give us our distance around the roll. Now, and on the other hand, if you know the distance, which is around the roll, and this distance of this one is going to be 19.5465. If you know that already, you can take that and divide it by pi, and that will give you your diameter of the roll. I hope that's simple enough, but I know you can't see it in your videos. The light's not that great in here. But when these two lines line up, that will give you the diameter of your roll by using the pi tape. That way you can use that formula, which by using pi, to go back and get the circumference or the distance around the roll. Because that can be used to calculate speeds, feet per minute, a lot of different various things. And it's just like we do here with that's the way it's used. You have to use it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. Have a good day.
Go. Alright, so the problem of today is how much I actually spend on gas every week just to go from home to work and then back home. We gotta find a few things before. So one of the things is to know the average miles per gallon on her type of car. Her car is a Nissan 2021 Rogue, and I found out it is at 29 miles per gallon. Then another point that we have to find is the distance from home to work. Just type it in Google Maps and it's 9.1 miles. And then we gotta find the price of the gasoline, and it's an average price because it keeps going up or down, and it's 3.18. Now we know that she goes from A to B, so from home to work 5 times a week, twice a day. So in total she goes from A to B 10 times. So we gotta do 9.1 times 10, and it's 91 miles every week just to go to work. At this point we gotta set an equation to find out how many gallons does she use to do 91 miles. So we do 29 miles per gallon is equal to 91 miles every gallon. At this point we have to try to isolate the x, so we multiply for x on both the side of the equal, so x and x. At this point this x is gone and we got the x on the other side. Now we gotta try to put this 29 on the other side, and to do that we divide it by 29 on both sides. So now we have x gallon is equal to 91 divided by 29. At this point we just put in the calculator and it's 3.14. That's how many gallons does she used to do 91 miles. At this point we just have to multiply 3.14 times 3.18. That's the price of the gas for every gallon, and we have 9.98. So she has to put almost $10 every week to go to work.
Okay. Hey, how you doing today, Doc?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Doc. I just, I believe I got a bad sinus infection. My nose has been running real bad, and I've been having a lot of headaches.
Okay. Could you first please give me your name and date of birth?
My name is Sidney Allen Hunt, 0515-1993.
Okay, perfect. That's what I have here. So you said you've been having some sinus
Yeah. Usually around this time when the weather changes.
Okay. When did it first start?
I want to say probably last week, to be honest, around Wednesday.
Okay, and can you describe the symptoms to me? What is the character of it?
No, real bad nose running, a lot of pressure right up in here. Then I've been having
taste of a sore throat, you know.
Some sore throat? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's radiating down to your throat. What about anywhere else?
No,
Have
no.
you had any pain in your ears?
Not really, Doc, to be honest.
Has there been anything that has made it better?
NyQuil, really. Yeah.
NyQuil. Have you
Yeah.
taken any other medications?
A little bit of Tylenol.
Just some Tylenol?
Yeah.
And how did that help? Did it give you
It
any
relieved my headache pain, yeah, Doc.
Okay. Could you describe the timing of the headaches for me? How long are they lasted?
They usually last 30 to 45 minutes, to be honest.
Okay. Do you have any history of trauma?
Well, yeah, I do, Doc. I got a lot of trauma, to be honest.
Okay. Any that could be related to
No,
your current
not
symptoms?
necessarily, no.
Okay. And is there anything that makes your current symptoms worse?
I
Activity
can't-
or being outside?
No, I can't necessarily say that it does. It's just always there, to be honest.
Okay, but you just started noticing this
Mhm,
within the
yeah,
last week, right?
yeah.
Okay. And lastly, could you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst pain or discomfort you've ever felt?
Probably
in
a
your
4,
life?
Doc.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you currently on any medications?
Yeah. Taking a lot, to be honest.
Okay, could you tell me? the
Oh,
name of
Lord,
it?
Doc. Let's see, what are we on? Doc, I really don't know the name of all of them, to be honest.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they got me on a few pills to keep me level-headed.
Okay, so with the symptoms that you're coming in with today, it seems like this could just be a minor sinus infection.
Okay,
But what I
Doc.
want to do to cover all of our bases, I'm going to listen to your heart and lungs and just make
Okay,
sure everything
okay.
sounds okay.
Sounds good.
Is there a pharmacy nearby that you prefer?
If you will, just call it in the Fairmont.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as I place my stethoscope on your chest, just breathe in and out for me. Okay? Alright, I'm going to listen to your lungs. Deep breath. Okay. I can hear a little bit of congestion. Have you ever had a prescription of amoxicillin?
I have,
Okay,
yeah.
and how did that work for you in the past?
It clears it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cleared
So,
it up.
I was looking over the chart and it says you're around 200 pounds, and that was the same weight for today. So what we're going to do, we're going to divide that, convert that into kilograms, and
Oh,
that
okay.
should be around 90 milligrams.
So you're saying that's kind of like a math formula, huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Math is included in our daily routines here at the office. And so in order to calculate your prescription correctly, what we do is we use your weight and we divide that into kilograms, and then we are able to calculate the total of the prescription.
Okay, thank you.
Accurately
Thank you
for you.
for explaining that to me, Doc.
So today what we're going to prescribe to you is 2.5 teaspoons of amoxicillin, and you need to take that twice a day, and what it should equal out to, the amount will be 400 milligrams.
Okay. I'll be sure to take that every day, Doc.
And we're going to call it in to Walgreens right down the street.
Okay, thank you.
If you have any questions or concerns or even complaints, just call me in and let us know, okay?
Okay, thank you, Doc. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice
You
meeting
have a
you.
nice day, Doc.
You too.
And today I chose here my dad, Arturo Diaglar. He is a business owner, and I'm just going to let him talk over a little bit about what he has at his business. So,
Okay. Well, I've been in business for 25 years. I own 2 different types of business. I have a grocery store and a restaurant.
okay, now we're going to mostly focus on the grocery store part. So I understand when you have a business, you got to calculate a bunch of things, but we're just going to kind of go over what you, like some of the main parts, you know. So whenever you're open, all right, you have, how many employees do you have at your business?
Well, I rotate between 3 because I'm open 11 hours every day, 7 days a week. So I need to divide the hours they work to be fair and to be consistent. So that's what I do. Pretty much everybody gets their 40 hours. Somebody gets a little bit over 40 hours.
Okay. All right. Now, whenever you do go into pay, I just put some examples in the paper as if like some get paid a certain amount, others get paid. How do you do the math into getting how much money goes into paychecks?
Yeah, usually, I mean, based on the number of hours they work, You do the different rates because each one has different pay because of the seniority, the time they work with me, or the position. So they have pretty much I have three different rates, and I multiply the hours they work by the rate, and sometimes you need to divide it into decimals to do the cents and all that.
Okay. And one of the last things, when having a business, you need to have product. You need to know where to get your stuff and, where the best places are to get. Now, how would you say when you go into getting product, how do you look at it, or do you do a specific type of equation?
Yeah, usually you look at what you sell the most, and then you buy what you think you're gonna sell. Sometimes they give you lower prices if you buy more, but it doesn't make sense to buy too much because you're not gonna sell it. So for instance, if I'm gonna buy rice, well, I'm gonna buy the brand that I know people like and the number of bags that I know I'm gonna sell within a given time, because usually it expires and it goes bad. So you pretty much check what price you're buying, what price you're selling, how much of that product you're gonna sell, in order not to carry too much inventory and get rid of the product in a rotating basis.
Yeah. Now, that's just a quick overview. Obviously, there's a whole lot more going into it, more than just these three things, I know. But it's just a little example of how math is used in the real world. It's not just there just to be there, it's not useless. It's used especially in the business, and this is one of the best choices I could choose for this project. So, thank you.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth, and this is my presentation on math and people. For this presentation, I will go over Ohm's law. It is a formula commonly used by those in the electrical industry. This is the formula for Ohm's law. Voltage is equal to current times resistance, and as you can see here, it can be written to solve for resistance or current as well. For this next example, we will focus on solving for resistance, so we will use resistance equals voltage divided by current. For this example, Brandon wants to find the resistance of two pieces of metal that have been bound with nuts and bolts. In order to make sure that the two pieces are tightly connected, he will use 10 amps of current and measure the voltage to calculate the resistance. After measuring the voltage, he reads 0.005 volts. Using Ohm's law, we can divide the voltage by the current to get our resistance. This means 0.005 volts divided by 10 amps, which give us 0.0005 ohms or 500 microohms. Since our resistance is so low, that means that the two pieces of metal are very well connected. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Bye.
All right, so I talked to Lucas at Griffin Toyota, and this is the problem he came up with. So if you're wanting to buy a car for $45,000, you already put $4,500 down. How much is your car payment going to be each month? You need to do alpha y equals. Go ahead and put a fraction right there. So 4,500, because that's what he's going to have to pay now, times, and then the rate, which is 8.5%. I'll put it into decimal form. And then 1 minus 1 plus, and then 0.085 divided by 12, parenthesis, and then you're going to want to do this. So negative 12, which is your months again, then times 5, which is how many years it's going to take for him to pay it off. And your total car payment is going to be $830.91.
I got this problem from my cousin Reno. The problem is 3 times 2. You multiply 3 twice, so you add 3 plus 3 basically, and it gives you 6. I mean, that's pretty simple. my younger sister Amaya, she gave me this PEMDAS problem, 5 times 3 divided by 2 times 6. You multiply 5 times 3 first, and it's PEMDAS. Then you divide by 2, then multiply by 6. You just follow the PEMDAS, and the answer is 45. So basically 5 times 3, which is 15, then you divide that by 2. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, you divide that by 2. And then, I think 7.5 and times 6. And you get 45, yeah, something like that. Problem 3's right here. My younger sister gave me another PEMDAS problem. It's 15 divided by 3 times 30 minus 22. To solve, you just divide 15 by 3 and you get 5. Then you multiply 5 times 3 and you get 150. Then you have to subtract 150 from 22. So that's just 150 minus 22 and you get 128. I got another problem for my younger sister, Amaya. Well, I'm pretty sure it's 4 times 7 divided by 2 times 27. Simple, it's PEMDAS again. You multiply 4 times 7 to get 28, then you divide it by 7 to get 4, then multiply by 27. So 4 times 27 gives you 108. Simple math, you know. All right. Amaya gave me another problem. It's 4 times, the problem is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And basically, it's PEMDAS. Oh, no, it's not PEMDAS. It's just multiplication. You just multiply 4 times 4 and get 16. Then you do 4 times 4 again and get another 16. So you just multiply 16 times 16, and that's 256. And my older brother gave me like this problem when I asked him. I was like, bro, just give me a problem. And it was PEMDAS. And it's 8 divided by 2 times 76 divided by 3 times 12 divided by 2. So basically you just divide 8 by 2 and get 4. Simple. Then you simplify 76 divided by 3, which equals 25, but you round 2 decimal places. Lastly, simplify 12 divided by 2, and that's 6, which equals 6. Now we can just multiply 4 times 25.33 times 6, which equals 607.92, and round to the round it 2 places to the decimal point. Well, decimal places.
So for my Math and People project, I decided to choose Lee Berry from Ellerby, North Carolina. He owns the Berry Patch. And in talking to him in some of my interviews, I talked to him about some of the math equations that he uses on a daily basis, or some of them that he may not use on a daily basis, but some, all the math equations that he has to use to make sure everything runs smoothly up at the Berry Patch. And one of the ones that stuck out to me was the one about fertilizer and measuring out the fields to make sure he puts the right amount of fertilizer in the fields. I have it all written out here on this sheet. For the first step, you have to measure out the course length of the field, and you get the course length and the total of the field, and it would be 204. For the second step, you have to drive the course 3 times, and you average all of the times of those 3 trips together, and you get 46 seconds as the total time for that. For the third step, you park the tractor and you take a cup and you catch the spray from the nozzle for those 46 seconds from the time that you average together. Once it is all measured out, you will end up with 20 ounces of spray in that cup from the measurement. Now you know that you need 20 gallons, those 20 ounces transfer into 20 gallons per acre of land that you will need. And I'm at this point in the math problem. So step 4, you take the sprayer that holds 100 gallons in one tank. It's 100 gallons divided by 20 gallons per acre. And you get 5 acres that you can cover with 1 tank of the fertilizer mixture. You need 2 pints per acre, so it's 2 multiplied by 5, and it's 10 pints. and that is how you calculate the amount of fertilizer that you need to put in one tank to get the full coverage for that field.
Cousin Michael, what you doing, buddy?
So man, got a piece of wood here. It's measuring about 3 by 5.5. So about 36 by 5.5 inches.
Okay.
And I was wondering exactly what would be like your square inches on this.
Well, it's a very simple formula that we probably learned when we were in middle school. And to find the area, you're going to multiply length times width, all right? So your length times your width will equal your area. What did you say the length was?
36.
So our length is 36 inches. All right, what's the width?
The width is 5.5.
Width is 5.5 inches. So now all you do is multiply that together, it'll give you the area. Make sure I'm doing my math right. So after multiplying it, you get 198. So 198 square inches is the area of this here piece of wood, Cousin Michael.
It's good to know that.
I appreciate it.